Hello, welcome back to TECHNOBABBLE. Finally getting around to getting a video out. Today we're looking back at the Logitech G305 mouse because I had a spill, which is why you don't see the desk mat that's normally behind the silicone mat. In this video, I spilt some water over the mouse and it got pretty thoroughly soaked. So emergency, make sure that it gets dried out so I can continue to use it sort of situation. This video was actually recorded, I don't even remember back when. It probably back about the time that the last video came out on the channel. Hopefully this gets me back in the running, gets me back on track, get it out of my system, get videos coming back out. I'd mentioned previously that I've had tons of footage that's just ready and waiting to be edited and ready to go, and this is one of them. This is set in, I use DaVinci Resolve. It's set in DaVinci Resolve for forever. And I'd bring it up and I would struggle to actually find motivation to just edit it. And I finally got through that part, and now just need to do the voiceover and hopefully kickstart back and get into some new products and some more interesting repairs, because really all the thing there is to this one is drying out the mouse and checking out what's inside of it, because we didn't do that in the review video. I didn't really trust myself taking apart a new mouse, especially a semi-expensive one like the G305. So there are some parts where I've wound up time-lapsing because I just kind of get fascinated looking inside of the device, seeing how things are and what it looks like. And some other times where I time-lapse just because I've spent quite a while doing a similar thing, like taking a paper towel and dabbing at it or something, trying to make sure I get all the water out and make sure that it's dry. This mouse, there's actually something I would like to update about the review. I believe I mentioned it in the keyboard review or in the mouse review itself. I can't remember which. It has been a while. But it's the mouse in particular will randomly cut out, and it's done that ever since that I've got it. It just quits reporting for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because I've got it set to like performance mode or whatever it is in the G Hub app, which I still don't like. But for whatever reason, it'll cut out, and it does that fairly regularly while playing games and stuff. And I don't know if I've just gotten a bad mouse, because one of the things that led me to the G305 is having heard through the grapevine and through some other videos. I didn't really watch reviews or anything, but I'd heard the name like brought up so much, like the G305 is a good mouse for the money or whatever, and I certainly wasn't expecting it to randomly cut out all the time. And I've kind of just lived with it, because it's a very temporary thing. It just kind of happens every now and again. So gaming with it can be a bit of an issue. Like, it will mess you up occasionally, and that can be kind of annoying. Also, I did put it out in a community post. I have now switched batteries in the mouse twice. I put up a community post the first time I did it, and it was just, this video should come out today, the 21st. So it was just 2 days ago I put a new battery in it. So that's a pretty good example of the battery life, I hope, if you decide to look back or coming from the other video. Here you can see for sure where the water was all over the top of it. There should have been a part earlier where I kind of shook it and some droplets came out. So it did get pretty well wet, considering how sealed this thing is. But it's mostly just checking it out and getting it dry. I didn't feel comfortable in actually trying to take off the blickers. What would you call that? The paddles where your fingers rest that activate the switches. I didn't feel comfortable trying to take those off. I didn't want to risk actually breaking it. So I just kind of leveraged them up and used the little air duster and made sure I tried to dab as much water as I possibly could out of it. I feel like this is a good thing to do if a product gets wet. Just try to get it apart and get it dry. Won't necessarily work with like a phone or something, but if you have like a game controller or a mouse or a keyboard or something like that that you could get apart fairly easily, it's definitely the best way to ensure that they don't corrode or no rust builds up inside or anything like that. You just get them apart and dry them. And see, here's another part of time lapse. I don't remember, because it's been so long since I recorded this, why I spent so long like staring at the mouse wheel and fiddling with it. And it does take me a while to fiddle the connectors back into place, especially from the top. And then it also takes me a while to actually put the top back on, because of the way that the thing like clamshells together. It's very fiddly in how that it actually sits. So, just a couple of screws though, just some Phillips screws, which is fairly nice. Nothing terribly complicated about taking it apart. I've also considered, especially since I've had to pull the little rubber feet that are on it up, I have considered, I don't know if I'll get around to it, about trying to see if I can't find some ceramic feet or something to put on it to help it slide easier. I know that some people like to do those. I don't feel compelled to do that necessarily, but it's more just because I have pulled the feet up and they're not even and smooth like they were fresh. So it does feel a little grabby on the desk pad now. And here, as I was talking about, you can see where it's taken me a lot to fiddle this thing back into place. It was like a 5x speed time lapse, and then it finally just clicks back in. So it's really a quite easy little project that needed to be done at the time because there was water inside of it. Hopefully I can get back into the groove of getting videos out more regularly, and some that will hopefully be more interesting than just taking a look at the inside of a wet mouse. I know in the comments of some of my videos, I've told some people that I've got some that I intend to look on. I've got one where I'd have to go back and look. They asked about running 2 externally powered hard drives on an Xbox, and that does work. I did answer them, but I recorded some footage that I was thinking might make a good quick little get out the door kind of video. And another person had said that they were anticipating the controller review for the PDP rematch. So I need to get to that one as well. I haven't forgot, you guys. It just might take me a minute to get back into the groove of things. But that's it for today. So this has been Valhalla's Demise on TECHNOBABBLE. Hope everyone is doing well. And as always, remember to be safe and be good. And I hope to catch you in the next one.